Yeah, well, the whole picture is catastrophic because you have thousands, literally thousands of people who don't have adequate housing, and the state is trying to step in and help those people get some housing. And in the meantime, there's no houses available, so these whānau and individuals, some of whom might have been homeless, have the state support to go and live in motels and hotels, some of which don't have any amenity, no facility and no hope. So we've got 3,000 families and about 3,000 kids living in these motels and these pretty average residences for a certain period of time. Now, that used to be a very short period of time when they could then springboard into social housing. But now it's become longer and longer, and I think the average is about half a year now, nearly 21 weeks, 22 weeks, in emergency motels. Now, you have a situation like Ulster Street, which is right in the heart of Hamilton West, my electorate. You've got the most expensive street in Hamilton, 2 blocks away. Then you've got one of the most defunct, dilapidated housing arrangements in the entire country, and right next to 2 blocks away from the most expensive street in Hamilton, where you've got $10 to $20 million houses. That's just over there. It's like well, for you it might be a 9 iron, for me it might be a 1 wood. But you have those paradoxes in society that we're dealing with, where we have a whole bunch of folks who just can't get housing because there's no housing available, whether or not that's housing that mum and dad landlords have put on to enable those people to live in a warm, safe, dry home with cooking facilities. And then you have motels, some of which are okay, but many of which are pretty dire in nature. Yeah, I always say the measure of success society is how we look after really old people, really young people, and those that are very vulnerable. And right now, in my view, I think we're coming very short on those that are vulnerable and children and old people as well. So as a society, we've tilted too far into bureaucracy and putting resources in consultocracy and bureaucracy and bureaucracy, instead of actually saying we need to get these funds and resources into the front line and to actually investing in the capex needed to look after these people. Housing is a real stepping stone. It's like in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Am I going to get killed today? Have I got shelter? Do I have clothes? And am I going to eat? And a couple of those things are under real threat in our society, especially in a place like Hamilton West, the electorate that I represent and the electorate that the hardworking Hamiltonians have voted me to represent. So, those sorts of situations, like what we've seen with the Loafers Lodge in Wellington, they're very distressing to everybody. Nobody would have woken up that morning and said, actually, that's okay, that's acceptable. Everyone has woken up and said that is an unacceptable situation. It's an unacceptable outcome of where we've got to as a society and the settings that we've put together in government. And that's something that we're pretty focused on resetting the framework in which housing across the continuum is actually stitched together. Chris talked about land supply, and I'm talking about the other end, which is where my focus is as an emergency. Those 3,000 families and many children, those people in social housing, there's about 80,000 social homes and about 25, maybe more, thousand families wanting to get into some. So you've got a big, very broad sweep of society in the hundreds plus thousands of our communities that actually need help. And some of those people, many of those people, we hope, can go through social housing and get to some sort of independence, whether or not that's progressive home ownership or shared equity or home ownership or affordable rental. We don't think that social housing on an intergenerational basis is something that we're keen to support. We want to see people on a pathway to independence. Some people, sure, they're incapacitated and they need help right through their lives. But for many people, it's working it together with getting people back into work, getting people into their own business, and having themselves stand on their own 2 feet and get through the housing continuum to that affordable rental or ownership space. But you can't get there unless you build them.